Covid-19 pandemic has ravaged countless numbers of lives around the world. How do you even begin to explain the pandemic to children? The mental health impact of lockdown and schooling from home has had as large an impact on young people as it has had on adults. So, to raise mental health awareness as well as money for UNICEF and the NHS, I'm joined by the author, Susie Cullen, whose latest book, Covi, the Little Christmas Dinosaur, is one of 3 books she has written about the pandemic. Susie, I'm almost tempted to say thank you to Covi behind you. Right, without giving away any spoilers, what's the plot of the latest story?
The latest story, without giving away any spoilers, as we know, the world will lock down, especially elderly people, and Santa is getting on a little bit. So he found himself in a bit of a predicament and needed somebody to help him out, somebody that's immune from the virus. And so Santa had a little green helper this year who ensured that all the children that had been so good all year, so patient, and they washed their hands, they did their homework, and he ensured that they got their presents this year.
How did you work out how to tell a story about the pandemic to kids?
Oh, it started off just as a poem that I wrote for a little girl in my village, because she was really distressed about what was going on. She couldn't see her granny anymore, couldn't go to school, and she was just distressed. So I wrote a poem, just thinking I'd just write a bit of silliness for her, and just to cheer her up. And it just hit that nerve with her. It helped to soothe her. And so we passed it on to other children, and they had the same response. We took the word COVID and made it into a fun little character. So when they hear COVID now, they see a dinosaur. They don't see this scary thing outside their door.
Has that made them less scared, do you think, about what's going on?
It has. It's a kind of it's a distraction. I think they're still going to be scared because everything is changing, and it's changed again today in England, hasn't it? Constantly we're going to school, we're not going to school, we can see our family, we can't see our family. And he has been a constant for them for nearly a year now, and he does give them a lot of comfort, I believe. Yeah, just as a distraction more than anything else.
I was just thinking, a year of a child's life is actually a substantial portion of their own life. I understand that 6-year-old Harmony Rose Allen, who is a kid who's a multiple amputee, has got involved. Tell me about that, please.
Oh, she's just amazing. I was actually taking care of my mother, who was quite poorly, and I was at her house, and she had Harmony on the TV. She was on a breakfast show, and I just fell in love with this little girl. She's so inspirational, so brave, and just full of love all the time, and doesn't feel sorry for herself. And so I said to my mother, "Oh, I'll put Harmony in I'll put her name in the new book." And then I thought, well, actually, let's go one better, and let's actually put Harmony into that book. So she appears as one of the characters in the Christmas book in here, and we don't explain what's wrong with her. We just show images of her, and she's just a child in the book that does gymnastics, and meets the dinosaur. And I'm very proud of the fact that we don't point out she's any different. We just feature her with her differences without making a big deal out of it.
Briefly, Susie, what are you going to do with Covi the Dinosaur when, and it surely will be a when, all of this is over?
Oh, well, I think he's going to be a legacy, and I'd love to see him be animated. He can maybe go on to help children, post-lockdown. There's still going to be vaccinations that they're going to have, and perhaps he could help, explain why people have to have vaccinations. He likes to look after the world. He's passionate about saving the environment, so perhaps he can, teach children about looking after the environment as well, and just and giving them some really good morals, so teach them about kindness. Because that's been a real big factor, I think, in this pandemic, that we've all learned how to be kinder to each other.
Susie Cullen and Covi, the Little Christmas Dinosaur, behind you. Thank you so much to you both.
You're welcome. Thank you.
More on all our stories, of course, on our website, BBC News. And do let me know if you've written any children's books about the pandemic. I'm on Twitter, James BBC News. Do stay with us.